This case has haunted true crime circles for years, sparking endless debates and theories among armchair detectives and professionals alike. We already all knew who did it, but the question remained whether or not justice would ever catch up with him. It all began when a beautiful Colorado mom vanished without a trace on Mother's Day, leaving behind a loving family and a tight-knit community desperate for answers. Her sudden disappearance sent shockwaves through the quiet mountain suburb. No body was ever found. No clear answers emerged, only more questions. The case grew colder, but the mystery only deepened, with investigators and the public growing more frustrated as time passed. The husband, who has always insisted he's innocent, found himself under intense scrutiny, yet he struggled to explain the presence of tranquilizers in the home, fueling even more suspicion and speculation. And now, after years of twists, legal delays, and mounting public pressure, Barry Morphew has been arrested once again for her murder. The question on everyone's mind: what new evidence has come to light? What finally pushed this high-profile case back into court after all this time? Let's break down the latest developments and see what's changed.
Grave near Moffat 3 years later,
So, Barry Morphew has officially been arrested again, this time with a new first-degree murder charge for the death of his wife, Suzanne Morphew. Yeah, this is a story that has haunted a small Colorado town and captured national attention. It's been 5 long years since Suzanne vanished without a trace on Mother's Day, back in 2020. Her family and friends have spent every day since searching for answers, holding on to hope, and reliving those painful first hours. According to reports, Suzanne supposedly went out for a bike ride near their quiet home in Salida, Colorado, and then simply disappeared. The community was left stunned, and rumors quickly began to swirl. Her helmet and bike were found, but strangely, they were in totally different spots. There was no real evidence of a crash or accident, no skid marks, no blood, nothing. It was as if she had simply vanished into thin air, leaving investigators baffled and her loved ones desperate for answers. Suspicion has pretty much always followed Barry Morphew, especially after his wife Suzanne disappeared without a trace. In the small Colorado town where they lived, it was easy to put 2 and 2 together and see what could have most likely happened. And as the old saying goes, spouse. In May of 2021, Barry was arrested and charged with Suzanne's murder, a shocking development that made headlines across the country and left the community reeling. But as the case moved toward trial, the prosecution's evidence began to unravel. Just before the trial was set to begin in 2022, the case completely fell apart. The charges against Barry were dropped without prejudice, a legal term that means the case could be reopened in the future if new evidence ever came to light. Investigators continued to work behind the scenes, reviewing every detail and searching for anything that might have been missed the first time around. And eventually, that's exactly what happened. New evidence surfaced, giving authorities another chance to pursue justice in this mysterious and tragic case. Because now, thanks to new findings from Suzanne's autopsy, Barry's back in custody. Here's what changed. Suzanne's remains were found in 2023, completely by accident, while investigators were looking for someone else in a remote area of Saguache County. She'd been missing for over 3 years at that point. The toxicology report finally came back, and honestly, it's not what anyone expected. 3 very specific chemicals were found in her bones: butorphanol, azaparone, and medetomidine. These are not everyday substances. They're heavy-duty tranquilizers used to sedate large animals, like deer, bears, and moose. And guess who admitted to using those exact same drugs on deer? Barry. He had literally told investigators years ago that he used those to immobilize deer before cutting off their antlers. So, that's not a great look. The coroner ruled Suzanne's death a homicide, even though the exact cause couldn't be determined. The combination of those tranquilizers and the history behind them, it was enough for a grand jury to step in and say, yep, we've seen enough.
Police in Arizona took him into custody today.
Barry was arrested in Arizona on Friday. He'd moved out of Colorado after the first round of charges were dropped, but investigators never gave up on the case, and clearly neither did Suzanne's family. One side note, the original prosecutor in Barry's 2021 case, Linda Stanley, was actually disbarred. She mishandled a bunch of things, including giving too many statements to the press and even trying to investigate the judge. It was chaotic. Honestly, she should feel thankful she didn't jumble the entire case forever.
Police in Arizona took him into custody today.
This time around, the 12th Judicial District is working with Boulder County prosecutors. They're making it clear that this case is back on and they're not playing games. So now Barry's sitting in jail, waiting to be brought back to Colorado. And after all this time, it finally looks like justice for Suzanne might be possible. We'll keep watching this one closely. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this case is solid now? Or are we in for another round of legal drama? If you're into true crime breakdowns like this, make sure to hit like and subscribe. More updates are on the way.